Coming up, questions are raised in Pike County about a flood buyout program.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. A big crowd was on hand tonight in Pikeville to learn more about the FEMA home buyout program. Some there have been flooded multiple times in the last few years and are looking to get out of the floodplain. WYMT's McKinley Calandrino was at the meeting.
Many hands were raised at the voluntary home buyout program questions and answers session. Folks wondered what it could mean for their future.
That's my biggest question. How is this going to better our neighborhood? Not just my neighborhood, but everybody that got flooded. How are we going to benefit from this?
Pike County officials hosted a Q&A session at the Pike County Library in hopes of distributing information about the buyout program for business and homeowners who have experienced repetitive flooding.
But we have had so many devastating flood events that the only way to be safe is to be outside the floodplain. We lost 4 lives in Pike County in the February flood.
Officials say this is completely voluntary and no one is being forced towards a decision.
Most likely it's not a matter of if you'll be flooded again, but when. And we simply want people to have the option to move away from the floodplain to an area that's safer.
A big concern from community members was the timeline, but officials say it is a complicated process and it will not happen overnight.
So get on the list. Let's start the ball rolling if you're interested. It's a slow process, but the earlier we get started, the quicker that the buyout can happen.
But it's important to apply as deadlines are quickly approaching.
But we encourage everybody, just submit your application and don't wait till the deadline because it is coming up pretty soon.
The FEMA assistance deadline is April 25th and the voluntary home buyout application deadline is April 30th. In Pike County, McKinley Calandrino, WYMT Mountain News.
For more information on those deadlines and where you can go to apply, visit WYMT.com or the News app. February flood survivors in Eastern Kentucky also have until April 25th to apply for low-interest disaster loans through the Small Business Administration. These loans are not just for businesses. Homeowners, renters, and nonprofits may also qualify. Eligible applicants could receive funds to repair damage or replace lost items, and there is no interest or required payments for the first year. The SBA is encouraging folks to apply even if they are unsure if they will accept the money. The Miners Mall in the Airport Garden section of Perry County officially reopened today. Customers were excited to come back into the store exactly 2 months after the February flood hit the region and impacted at least 80 businesses in the county. The owners say they are happy to be back in business.
A major accomplishment because during our first deal, when you come over and all the mud and all the muck and the debris and the stuff that was in the store, it was just turned upside down.
The Miners Mall is open Monday through Saturday from 10 until 6:30.
Well, as advertised, we had temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s, and right now we have a nice night out there. Look at the temperatures. We're in the 40s and low 50s, upper 40s from Irvin down to Hazard, 50 in Whitesburg, as well as Somerset, Monticello. Good evening to you. You're at 52. Same story in Jacksboro, mid 40s towards Logan, as well as Louisa. Lexington's checking in with 45 as well. All is quiet on live pinpoint Doppler radar. You remember yesterday, had that line of thunderstorms push through. We had the front push through that dropped the temperatures. Now all is quiet, and it's going to stay quiet for at least a couple days. Let's go ahead and help you plan your overnight hours. When you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the upper 30s and low 40s will greet you. We'll see clear skies by 6 a.m. Plenty of sunshine for the day on Wednesday. Sunglasses will be needed, but rain chances are in the forecast. The question is it going to impact Easter weekend? Find out in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. Tonight, a Pulaski County family says they want their son remembered for his joy of farming and being a bright light around others. 19-year-old Drew Anabnett died 3 weeks ago today after collapsing while working on his family farm in Nancy. His parents still do not know what exactly caused his death. Although Drew's life was cut short doing the work he loved, His family tells us they hope more young people will pursue a similar mission.
It's a hard life to live, but we're going to have it. And we really would like to see more younger people get into it because there's not that many.
The Pulaski County Coroner's Office says Drew's official cause of death will be determined following final autopsy results from the state medical examiner. We now know the arrangements for the longtime director of the Cordia School in Knott County. Alice Whitaker died Sunday at the age of 85. She had to fight at times to keep the school going for decades. Her visitation will be at the school from noon until 2 p.m. on Friday. A celebration of life service will begin at 2. There will be no school at Cordia on Friday, and the last day for students will now be May 30th. The Lexington Herald-Leader reports Whitaker's son, Ron Worley, will take over as director, and the principal has assured students that the school will continue. We also know the funeral arrangements for a Morgan County athletics legend. Donnie McKenzie died yesterday. He was known for being a business owner and an instrumental part of football and baseball in Morgan County. Visitation for McKenzie will be Friday evening from 6 until 9 at Veterans Memorial Gymnasium on the campus of Morgan County High School. His funeral will be Saturday morning at 11, also at the gym. In Perry County, police and first responders were called to the North Fork of the Kentucky River today. There were reports of a potential kayaker in distress near Kentucky 7 in the Viper area. Now, this is drone video provided by the sheriff's office. Officials found a blue kayak pinned against the log, you see it there, and a rescue operation was conducted, but no evidence of a victim was found, and officials concluded the kayak had been unoccupied and stationary for a long period of time. The Kentucky Department of Education is kicking off a teacher recruitment and retention campaign. It's called Go Teach KY. The department is using a billboard campaign, a TV commercial, and 21 Go Teach KY ambassadors statewide to inspire more people to teach here in Kentucky.
You know, they always say that you'll never work a day in your life if you love what you do, and this is something that I truly love, and if I can just share that love and passion to other people that are considering it or about to embark on this journey, then I wouldn't want anything else.
The ambassadors were each chosen for the campaign because of their dedication and excellence in teaching. Leaders with the Kentucky Department of Education have signed a letter ending all diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, initiatives. The Lexington Herald-Leader reports Education Commissioner Robbie Fletcher told school superintendents about the decision in an email Sunday. Fletcher also said local school districts have until April 18th to sign a similar letter certifying to the U.S. Department of Education Office of Civil Rights that they too have eliminated DEI initiatives. President Trump's administration is pushing to eliminate those initiatives. With new driver's license requirements and a real ID deadline here in Kentucky, regional licensing offices across the Commonwealth have been extra busy lately. This has resulted in people having issues making appointments or long wait times at the offices. But as Alyssa Williams explains, there are ways to beat the crowd and make the process easier.
Driver's license renewal changes and real IDs have been a hot topic of discussion for several Kentuckians. And with the real ID deadline approaching, some regional licensing offices have seen an influx of people and longer wait times for those coming in. Patricia Strawn had been waiting for more than 4 hours to get her license renewed. Her license expired, so she says she couldn't wait for an appointment.
We're Americans. We used to get what we want pretty quickly. You know, I knew I was going to have to wait. It's my fault I was late, so pay your nickel, take your chances.
Tanya Johnson says this is her second time attempting to get her real ID at the Spindletop Regional Office in Lexington.
I mean, if you read the instructions online before you get here, it's really not hard. I just didn't have my Social Security number with me last time, so I had to come back with that.
Governor Andy Beshear says something that's contributing to long waits across the Commonwealth is the vision exam requirement. He says the best way to avoid waiting is by getting your eye exam done at your eye doctor's office. But if you must get an exam at the driver's license office,
you can visit any regional office, get a free vision screening, fill out the renewal form that is there on site, but then you can leave it there. And we will send you a temporary license emailed to you that day.
It could be better. It wasn't bad, could be better.
Governor Beshear says his team is working to make this process more efficient for everyone. In Lexington, Alyssa Williams, WKYT.
Now you can, of course, still get a Real ID following the May 7th enforcement date. To see the full list of license renewal and Real ID requirements, and it's important to look at those, I've been through the process, you can go to drive.ky.gov. An iconic radio and television entertainer has died. Beloved host Wink Martindale died today in Rancho Mirage, California. His publicist says he battled lymphoma for about a year. Martindale hosted or produced 21 game shows, including Tic-Tac-Toe, Gambit, and High Rollers. He also did one of the first television interviews with a young Elvis Presley. In 2006, Martindale received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Wink Martindale was 91. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, the Trump administration continues to maintain that the mistaken deportation of a Maryland man to a prison in El Salvador was justified.
And all is quiet now on live pinpoint Doppler radar, but rain chances resume somewhere in the 7-day. Details coming up.